What most people don't realize is that cooking isn't about taste, it's about shrinking your stomach to grow your mind. You are standing at the edge of an evolutionary cliff. Your ancestors are starving. Not from a lack of food, but from a lack of energy. Your brain is a monstrous engine. It weighs about 3 pounds. Yet it devours roughly 20% of your entire caloric intake. Imagine a car that uses a quarter of its fuel just to run the radio. You are that car. The problem? Your fuel is raw. And raw food is a miser. Every bite you take costs more to break down than it gives back. Digestion is a furnace. A raw diet stokes it weakly, leaving the brain's furnace cold and dark. You feel that hollow ache behind your eyes. Now that is a brain screaming for power. You are trapped in a body. It was built for a bigger mind. It is fueled by a diet. That diet cannot sustain it. The solution had to come from outside the body. Now it arrived as fire and cooked flesh. You felt it. That gnawing emptiness after raw flesh? The belly full, yet somehow starving. Every beast on the savannah lives like this. Huge guts, small brains. You can't have both. But the body makes a cruel choice. Raw food forces the gut to balloon. It needs massive space to ferment tough fibers and kill invaders. That swelling demands blood. Blood that should be feeding the mind. So the brain stays small. It's a biological trap, a calorie lock. Now what breaks that lock? Here's the kicker. A human gut is only 60% the size of a similar ape's. We got that smaller gut somewhere. And a brain 3 times larger. The math refuses to work on raw food. Chewing alone would take 6 hours a day. What if you spent your entire waking life just eating? That was the cul-de-sac. Built to hunger, starved by design. And then came the spark no other animal ever caught, one-dropped carcass. The meat turned tender. The kill became edible in minutes. Fire was already there. Inside lightning strikes, inside volcanoes. Inside dry grass and summer sun. Early humans didn't invent it, they stole it. Then they fed it. Think about that for a second. Fire eats. It consumes wood, bone, flesh. And when you throw meat into that hungry mouth, something impossible happens. The heat does what your teeth cannot. It shreds muscle fiber. It breaks collagen into gelatin. It kills parasites that would have gutted you alive. You were chewing for hours before. Now, minutes. Your jaw gets smaller. Your gut shrinks too. Because fire became your second stomach, an external one. One that works before you even take a bite. Here's the part that should terrify you. That pre-digested meat releases calories your raw gut could never unlock. The exact fuel your starving brain demanded. One cooked meal delivered what 20 raw ones couldn't. Every other animal on Earth eats raw, every single one. Their guts are enormous. Their brains are small. You broke that trade. You feel it first in your teeth. They're smaller than they should be. The jaw that holds them, shrinking too. Inside, the real change happens. A human gut is a fraction of a chimpanzee's. That's not a minor difference. It's a furnace being traded for a pilot light. Here's the math. Our brains use 20% of our energy. Our guts once used far more. In chimpanzees, the gut claims a huge share. In humans, that share dropped hard. The savings went straight upstairs. A smaller gut needs less fuel. Every calorie saved goes upstairs. The gut gets smaller. The brain gets bigger. Now watch the trade. This isn't metaphor. It's a one-to-one swap. Less intestine, more cortex. Let that sink in. We don't just cook food. We digest it before we eat it. Fire is an external stomach. And that stomach bought us the theater of consciousness. But evolution doesn't give refunds. We lost the ability to survive on raw food alone. Our shrunken guts cannot break it down. Sit down by a fire 200,000 years ago. The flames crackle. Meat drips fat into the embers. But look past the food. Around the glow, faces gather. They chew slowly. They have time. That is the difference. Cooking bought them hours. Hours freed from grinding and gnawing. Hours to watch, to wait, to talk. Imagine that rhythm. The fire became a magnet. It pulled bodies together. Warmth meant safety. Darkness hid predators, so they huddled, and they shared. Not just meat, but sounds. But here's the shift. Grunts became gestures. Gestures became stories. Every meal was a classroom. Every elder was a teacher. Children learned which wood burns best. They learned which roots poison and which heal. Picture the stakes. You are the product of that classroom. Language, ritual, gossip, all born in firelight. The human mind didn't just need calories, it needed company. Yet the skull knew first. Here is the fact that stuns archaeologists. The skull's brain case grew fastest right after controlled fire appeared. You sit down to a meal tonight. That meal is a ghost of an ancient fire. Every forkful is a handshake with 1,000,000 years of history. But here is the untold part. You never stopped cooking. Your genes still expect it. Now. Your body still craves the pre-digested energy it was rebuilt around. Strip the fire away and your biology throws an error code. Your teeth are too small. Your gut is too short. Your brain screams for fuel your raw meal cannot give. Imagine trying to run on sticks. You are a machine built for cooked fuel, a creature that took its own evolution and put it on the stove. Every dinner is a quiet act of rebellion against the animal kingdom. Yet here you stand. You are the only species that cooks. That is not a preference. That is your identity. What else could explain the fire? But this is only one piece of a much bigger story. The next mystery is already waiting on your screen. Tap it and subscribe to Dawn Theory to keep uncovering how we became human.